Do you really know what's been the greatest worry amongst the leading pop stars, YouTubers and film actors of a certain genre of the West? It's been the lack of internet availability amongst the poor farmers who've travelled all the way from Punjab in their tractors and their super fancy SUVs. As per these Vogue celebrities, India's farmers are suffering under the fascist government of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. However, the government must not pay heed to any of these and must continue using an iron fist in a velvet glove to reach the much-needed resolution. The recent reports suggest that now the Delhi police has increased the barricading after the Republic Day's violence in the national capital at the Singhu border, the Ghazipur border and the Tikri border respectively. The barricadings have resulted in farmers losing access to basic civic amenities. Water supply has been hit, electricity has been disrupted, and yes, not to forget, mobile internet has been shut off for all the good reasons at major protesting sites. However, this internet shutdown has indeed resulted in major inconvenience for all the other people who stay in the region. But the government cannot be blamed for cutting off these civic amenities to the protesting farmers, nor can it be accused or blamed of being fascist. Since early December, the government has been trying to negotiate with the protesting parties. If we see the amendments offered to the laws, the farmers' major concerns had all been addressed then and there itself. Following the December 9th resolution, there were many rounds of talks initiated by the government itself, and all of these rounds of talks were addressed by the highest ministers of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Even an offer of putting off the implementation of laws for 18 months was not good enough for the protesters. However, after the violence on 26th of January, the government is under no obligation to offer the anarchists a shelter within the national capital. Instead, the government must continue to isolate the protest sites in every possible manner. And here are some reasons that warrant the government's stern crackdown. Firstly, the Supreme Court had already stated that protesters could no longer occupy public ways and public spaces indefinitely. Thus, even if all these steps come across as inhumane to some, the government would be well within its power to take and execute them, as enough opportunities have been offered so far to the protesting farmers to negotiate. The second reason is the economic loss caused by the blockade in the region. Between late September and late November, train services were completely suspended in the state. On an average, if we take, close to some 35 passenger trains were cancelled on a daily basis. The total loss for railways was alone at somewhat close to Rs 2,400 crore. Also, the area around Singhu has a lot of petrol stations. All these petrol stations have been closed since the 26th of November, thus incurring huge losses every day. Near to Singhu also lies Murthal, a food hotspot with many famous dhabas and eateries. The protests at Singhu has also resulted in all these dhaba owners losing their critical business. However, the story of losses does not end here. The road traffic has suffered, travel of the general public has suffered, and yes, not to forget, investment scopes in Punjab have also suffered. One report had estimated that Q4 2020 loss for the region is at Rs 70,000 crore. Thus, protesting farmers have no moral right to demand internet, to demand toilets, to demand electricity, or for that matter, any other civic amenities. If one has to put it clearly, I would rather say and believe that by choosing to cut off all these civic amenities, the government has set the right precedent for the upcoming future. Had the protesters conducted themselves in a non-violent manner, had the protesters not chosen to vandalize the national capital on the Republic Day and opted for a designated protest spot at the very beginning, the right to demand all these civic amenities would well be justified. The farmers who, while begging for the MSPs and countless other subsidies, tried making a statement by getting their own food into the meetings in the national capital, should now attempt a similar stunt for internet, for toilets, for electricity as well. The government has already stretched the rope as long as it could have. This now is the time for the silent stick. The concluding remarks by my side are simply that after the Republic Day's violence in the national capital, the protesters do not deserve the internet, do not deserve free toilets or electricity, nor do they deserve the public empathy. Thank you.